So last time, what we were discussing?
We were discussing about means those basic things, flow and everything about
Right,
the LDNS and all those things.
right. And we talked about the iterative theory also, right? Iterative query and the recursive query.
Yes.
What is iterative query?
Uh, Iterative query means where exactly it is going to reply, and recursive means where it is forwarding to means referring to another server like that.
No, no. So recursive means the query which take place between your client, actual client, and recursive server, which may be your LDNs.
Okay.
And iterative query is when your LDNS is talking with root server or different top level domain, second level domain, third level domain, or in the last authoritative server.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
fine. So let me open the whiteboard. Let me ask you one question. Have you ever heard about this term, lame delegation?
No. Delegation, I know, but lame delegation, no.
Okay. So what does this mean is lame delegation, lame response, or lame referral. When performing the recursion, the process of looking up a record from your DNS server, okay, it generally follow couple of the referrals, like your root server never gonna give you any of the reply, correct? It
Right.
will point to the top level domain. Then
Correct.
top level domain also may or may not send to the authoritative server. So till there is authoritative server come into the picture, there would be a chain of authority to find the answer. There are lot of follow-ups with the reference. Getting
Right.
my point?
Right.
So these all queries where this recursing name is keep on going till our authoritative zone is coming. This is somewhat maybe we can say the lame delegation.
Okay.
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 Also, sometimes what happened is, as I told you earlier, that let us say this is my organization. Okay, this is my organization. In the organization, I have this DNS server, which is authoritative. And what I am doing, I am having one more server here, which is exports to the public. So all the public through the cloud will go to the LDNS, from LDNS to root to the top level, and authoritative, like it is not authoritative, but the non-authoritative server, right? But
Right.
who will be going to respond?
Only authoritative.
This server only will respond.
Okay.
Okay.
Zones are transferred, so like
Uh-huh.
in that case,
So
it's
everything is there. So this server will gonna respond. It means sometimes it is also called as lame. That response is lame.
lame delegation. Okay.
Okay. You
Okay.
delegated it.
Correct. Zone files are transferred in delegation, and
Delegate.
then the original person who has not responded, that when the original server has not responded, so it's we are calling here it lame. Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Now we talked about the cache last time. Remember?
Yes.
In the cache, there is one more term named as TTL. Are you aware about it?
Time to leave.
Time to
That
leave what avoid the loops in layer 3
layer three.
routing part. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
What is the significance of TTL in case of DNS cache?
No idea, sir.
It says that for how much time I need to cache that answer.
Okay.
Got the point?
Yes.
So if a client is asking some kind of query and TTL is not expired, let us say for LDNs, okay, there is an entry for NetMinion.net. So this entry will not live long for whole life. There is a time associated with that. That time is measured in the form of TTL. And this TTL can be more, can be lower. It depends upon like how you as an administrator is deciding. Let us say if you are making it more, okay.
Okay.
If you are making it so much more or to the maximum value, it might be the case that you change the DNS entry. But since cache is not expired, your all the clients will go to the old application server, right?
Right.
Let us say you are doing the cache TTL very low, very small. In that case, every time client has to go to your authoritative server or non-authoritative server if there is delegation, okay? It will come, the query will come to your data center. Why? Because it is gonna expire in a moment. So you need to set a TTL which is neither too much high nor too much low. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Very general thing. I hope there should not be any doubt with it.
Yes, sir.
Let me
No doubt.
delete it. Okay. Ask you a couple of more questions. So have you ever heard about bind?
Just heard it's using DNS. DNS bind something from the
You are
server team.
using that?
No, I'm not. I don't know. The server team is managing all those things, sir.
So the full form of bind is Berkeley Internet. Okay.
Yes.
Name down.
Domain. Okay.
What is bind is bind DNS means, let me tell you, it is most widely used and well known for the implementation of the DNS protocol.
Is it
And
invented by
reason
that?
is
Is
it
it
is
an?
open source.
Okay. I think it's invented by the Berkeley University itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a utility, maybe you can say bind 9 utility, which we can use on the Linux server. And we will be gonna create our DNS server. We have the Linux machine in our lab. You sign up for the lab?
No, sir. I will sign up. I will sign up today.
It's a lot. You
Okay.
do the sign up and everything because we are gonna move on the practical soon.
Yes, sir.
So when you sign up on the lab, you will see that on our Linux servers, which will act as the application server also later on. But currently, we will convert them as a DNS server and we will use this bind kind of thing there. Bind 9 utility is there on the Linux.
Okay.
Okay. Similarly, there can be Microsoft DNS in the Microsoft DNS in the production. Okay. If you have Windows server and all the things. And but obvious, we need to focus on something named as F5 GTM, the older name, newer name is F5 DNS.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
But we need to talk about the zone transfer and everything that we need to see here, like what are those things. Now, when we are using this bind 9, we are using Microsoft or we are using such kind of thing. Why GTM is then required? Already we had all of these things, right? Any idea?
Sir, using for DNS Express and all those things, and DNS is a, I think, not an intelligent protocol. It's just working in a round robin fashion. That is what I know.
Okay.
That's why we
So
use a GTM and make our different data center means
that is
efficient.
GSLV. Yes,
Yes,
that is
yeah.
the one of the very major point. I will be gonna discuss about this in today's class or maybe in tomorrow's class. But yeah, it is very important point. One of the important. So let us say it is my DNS. Let me give you one thing. This DNS need to send the query to their application server. What kind of load balancing it is able to manage? Round robin is not a good option, right? In case of GTM, you will feel like that there are, like, I would say, dozens of load balancing methods are available. Okay.
Right. Right.
So that I would be going to describe later on when we will be coming to the load balancing mechanism on the GTM. But currently, I'm just giving you the overview. So one way is that. Second way, very important way, what if this server is down? There is no monitoring actual.
Correct.
So that monitoring is also added when you are using GTM and LTM, let us say. Okay. And LTM has the servers in the background. So these servers monitoring is done by LTM. LTM monitoring is done by GTM.
GTM.
Eventually, for GTM, who is the application server? The LTM. For
LTM.
LTM, there can be actual servers residing in behind.
Right.
Monitoring part, very important. And the last part, what you were talking about GSLB, that I would be going to explain in some time. So there were some, issues. What our GTM solution resolved. Got this point?
Yes, sir.
So let me come to the GSLB first. But before GSLB, have you heard about SLB?
Yes, SLB means just LTM, right?
Okay. What does it mean?
Server load balancing
So
with
let us
proper.
say the diagram number one. There is a client. This client is interacting with the server.
Correct.
Directly connection. Now
Okay.
clients are getting increased. We will place a switch in between, and these clients can make the connections with the server local to the LAN.
Okay.
Okay. Later on, condition is getting changed. Client is coming from like over the cloud. Okay. Public clients are also there, and server also required more. So we can add LTM, right?
Correct, sir.
Very standard thing. I am not putting all the layers. I am just introducing LTM and servers.
Right.
Let us say your traffic is again coming from two location very much. One is from India because you are India based. Second, you open a business in USA, and this business is really growing very fast. So in spite of sending all the traffic to India, what you want? That traffic should go to the USA also. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Give. Okay. So let me just up that. Create this diagram again. There was an LTM. There were some servers. I am just for the ease, I am making two. It can be more than two. This
Yes.
is my India data set. I am talking about only one application. The same story comes with the different application. These are the US users. These are the India based users or maybe a pack based user. And all of them are going where? Currently, they are going to India data center. But what about the latency? What about the user experience and everything? To avoid that issues, we are bringing one more data center. This data center, again, we are placing LTM. Okay. Either it is over the cloud or over the physical premises, different story. But let us say there is one more data center. This is your US data center. Okay.
Correct.
Now, what we want is that the traffic which is from the US should go to the US, The traffic from India should go to the India. If you are hosting the application, let us say netminion.net on these servers, can you please tell me how you will do the mapping and what kind of sort of things you will be doing? Maybe whatever you think so. You just take your time and you tell me how the user will go from their own PC to the server.
So URL is the same, right? We can use a different URL for India and different URL for
No,
US
no,
also
no,
with
no.
the different
Why?
IP.
Why? We don't require that.
Yeah, we don't
We,
require.
we
Yeah,
want a we want a single stuff.
yeah. Then in that case we have to means fine tune the DNS, sir.
How?
Uh, I don't know honestly. Means with the help of GTM it is done, but how it is done I'm not
I'm not
sure.
saying the technical part like about the configuration part. No, I don't want that.
Okay,
I
means
want the
just
logic from it.
logic means the see latency will be means more for US people. So I guess it could be based on TTL or something like that. No, TTL is only used for the caching or that latency part we can use it. Which wherever the latency is less. So for Indian people, means a user from India, they will be having a less latency from India data center. So they should connect over there. Means that traffic should be redirected to the LTM in the India DC. A similar case applies for the US.
Okay, let us talk about from the basic. If client is opening netminion.net, what will happen?
Okay, it will check it's in a cache whether it requests means browser request
Cache is not there then.
browser cache is not there. LDNS cache, then LDNS will send the dot to the root server, then root server will send it to the TLD, and the TLD again it send it to the particular S means a secondary level domain also, or it could send it to the specific authoritative server, and then authoritative server will send that reply.
Which authoritative server?
Where exactly that
Where
means the
where in
dots.
this diagram is the authoritative server? You tell me, I will create if there is no.
Okay.
Where is
So
the where should be the authoritative server ideally?
I believe that GTM thing, the cloud you're saying drawn over there, that could be authoritative.
No, no. What I am thinking is I want you to think so that all the pictures about the DNS query should be clear in your mind.
Right, right.
Whatever you think, you can tell me. Okay.
Yeah, I've told you, sir. What I
So
thought I
uh,
told you.
but let me tell you the motive of asking the question to make a clear picture in your mind.
Right, right, exactly. So I think that could be we have to build a bind DNS means it could the traffic could be for MPLS region means it could be MPLS link or something means we can say for an
And see, MPLS means intranet.
intranet
Okay. Clouds mean internet. That
internet.
hardly matter either it is internet, SD-WAN, or whatever. Okay. The
Okay,
fibers, back-to-back fibers, doesn't matter. Okay. Matter here is that people can come from the internet and internet also, both way. How the DNS lookup will be gonna happen? My question is clear now?
correct. It's coming from the client side, so it's
Okay, let
checking
me
the.
let me make easier for you. If I will rub this, now tell me the traffic flow. Simple traffic flow is they are going to their LDNS,
Correct.
LDNS to root,
Root, then
root
TLD,
to top level domain,
right?
top level domain to there should be some server, DNS server. They will send to this DNS server. This DNS server will give what IP? This IP just for the ease, I am taking 1.1.1.1 IP.
Yeah, VIP IP.
It will come to the client that, okay, your application server is 1.1.1. Go there.
Correct.
All the communication will happen with the 1.1.1.1. Clear?
Yes.
If there is any doubt, please ask. Otherwise, I would be gonna ask some questions from you.
No, sir, it's clear.
Crystal clear, huh?
Yeah, crystal clear.
Let me now rub it. Let me now rub it. The same diagram, okay? I am rubbing it. And again, creating my old diagram. Where there is again, I am creating data center, okay? Very easily. I am creating the US data center in a minute. Okay. So one more LTM, some servers, and this is US data center hosting the same website, netminion.net. Okay. And here, IP, just for the sake, I am taking 1.1.2. Okay. If you want, I can place a DNS server here also. But you tell me now how the client will come.
Sir, whenever the traffic is getting okay, it's root, TLD, and authoritative. So it's pointing to the India DNS, and so we have to play with over there. I think you have to do something over there so that it will point correctly to the India users, to India's India employees, or whatever the policy we have defined accordingly.
So it may happen that US user is coming to India and US user may go to the US also. Like, what is the guarantee?
So for that guarantee, we have to modify something, sir. I think with the DNS
No,
server.
logically, just say logically, not configuration wise, just logical.
Latency part we could say.
Okay, let me okay. Give me a moment. Before this diagram, let me just rub it. Before this diagram, let me create a server. Authoritative or non-authoritative, hardly matter. There is a server. Okay. This is logical thing. Please don't consider it as physical. Okay. This is the logical connection what I am talking about. And again, only about the DNS query. Now, it will go to the LDNS. LDNS to root. Root to top level domain. Top level domain will send the all query to the authoritative server.
Correct.
It will ask, okay, authoritative server, I want you to go to the netminion.net. Please guide me. It will say, I have two entries.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
For this application, I have two entries. Let me give you one by one through the round robin. But that is flop show. We don't
Okay.
require that.
Okay.
We want the US region should go to the US. The Indian region should go to the, or maybe the APAC region should go to the India data set. The closest one, maybe we can say. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here we can utilize some of the hosted DNS. Remember, I talked about the hosted DNS and all of those things. Or forget
So
third party DNS like Cloudflare or
yes,
other.
Cloudflare. Yeah, we discussed it.
We can use those. Okay. Instead, they will send our query and take the decisions by their own. But in our case, we want that kind of control. Right?
Right.
How to do that? Let me tell you. When I am saying one user is coming, again, intranet hardly matter. Coming to LTM, from LTM to any of the server, This part on the same data center is named as server load balancing. Clear?
Okay, sir. Here the cloud is there means internet is there. That is called server load
It can
balancing.
be
Correct.
internet, it can be internet, anything.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Understood.
it is server load balancing.
Okay.
When same client is coming over the internet, there is a GTM solution I am just in placing here. I am creating two data centers. Same with respect to our previous, diagram, India DC, US DC. There are two different locations. Now, when the decision need to make across the data center 1 or data center 2,
Correct.
this is named as GSL. Global Server Load Balancing or GSLB is the practice of distributing internet traffic among more than one data center. What is the benefit? It increases the reliability and the reduction in latency. So when I am saying GTM is doing GSLB, what kind of request it is doing? Only DNS request. Only.
DNS request.
Got this point? GTM is there for DNS. Once it will resolve that, okay, go here, the application traffic, the another traffic will come to your data center too. Or if it will say that, okay, go to this particular IP, it will go there. And before it, there can be a firewall. After that firewall, there can be a netting, or there can be a number of layers in between. So GSLB will give you the last public IP. Got this point?
Okay, sir.
Any doubt in GSLB?
No, sir. Clear.
Now let me talk about one more point here, anycast routing. Have you heard about this term, anycast routing?
No, sir.
Anycast routing is the same what we discussed now. Anycast routing means pick that server which is available in the quickest time interval. It means that for US person, it will go to the US. For APAC, it will go to the APAC data center. Anycast routing. Okay?
Okay, sir.
That is a general term. Now let me delete this part. And let me talk about some of the things. Let us say there is a client. Okay. This client is going to the DNS. Again, the authoritative or non-authoritative hardly matter currently. This has three answers. The three application server, right?
Okay.
When request is coming over here, it can give any. If you are using bind.
So there are three different applications you want to say? Three.
No, a single application. Like
Okay.
as I was showing
Pool
you in
member.
previous
Three different
diagram,
pool
there,
members.
similarly, it can give any, right?
Right.
So application server can be one, can be two, can be three, any this client can go. But
Correct.
if we talk about GTM, and GTM has also three entries, it will give the closest. closest to the client. Who will be the client? LDNS will be the client.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This first point is clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Secondly, as I told you, the monitoring, the GSLP, and all of this stuff are really very important when we talk about your GTM solution. Okay.
Okay.
So, do you know in our Windows machine also there is a DNS server?
Yes, sir. I have heard it, but I haven't worked on Windows too. It's too much.
Okay. So, what? No, no. What? Not that DNS server. Actually, I'm really sorry. DNS entries. I need to say.
Yeah, DNS entries. Yeah,
Like you can check by
network
putting
config also has all
ipconfig slash
all display
display
DNS.
DNS. See, these all are the caches.
Okay.
Okay. You can even flush DNS also.
Yes.
You can do the flush
Flush
DNS.
DNS also.
Now, let us say if I am going there and opening NetMinion. Okay. Let me close this. If I will put it again, I can even find the string for NetMinion. I just use any T. Okay, you can see how many records we have with the NET. Can you check?
Yes.
Didn't put that or what? No, sure.
Prod roaming.
Okay, leave. But have you seen that it can be having different entries into its cache? Okay,
Right. Right.
even when maybe not now, later on I will talk about. Okay. NS lookup, you are aware? NS lookup.
Yes, NS lookup.
So if you are doing nslookup.netminion.net, it is giving me the value. This is one way. Second way is you put nslookup and enter. This is called interactive NS. Now if you put netminion.net, you put google.com, you put facebook.com. Okay, it's an interactive one. You can come out. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
So that is your interactive DNS. Okay, what's next? GTM as like LTM, you can deploy over the cloud, you can deploy over the virtual edition, or you can purchase the hardware also.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then I talk about the advantages already that it provide you the closest or the best performing data center. It continually monitor the application availability also. Route the traffic as per the business logic. Like you have later on, you will be able to understand this point when I would be gonna teach you about the topology records and everything. That let us say you don't want to send this traffic to data center one, although it is the closest one, but you don't want to send for some reason, maybe for some time, you don't want to send it to data center one, you wanted to send it to the data center two. Even that kind of logic can also introduce. Or let us say if data center one is down and you have data center two, data center three, data center four, you wanted to send the traffic from data center one user to the data center four directly instead of data center two. That kind of logic also you can. Okay.
Yes, we can configure.
So much logics that we would be gonna talk later on. Okay. When you will understand couple of the concepts of uh, GTM. Then scalability. Scalability means hundred and thousand of millions of DNS, queries per second it can resolve without any issue.
Okay.
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 I need to create one more diagram so that I can make your fundamental clear. Maybe two diagram. Diagram number one. There is internet. From internet, there is a firewall. From firewall, there is an LTM. From LTM, there are multiple DNS servers because you have lot of DNS queries. So even you load balancing on the DNS servers also. Previous design, maybe I will say old design. Have you seen this?
No, sir. I haven't seen it in real life.
But
But we can configure it. It's
but
not
you are understanding like it is
any other application for SSH or
it
it's
can
DNS.
be it can be done. Okay, it is a simple design, not so much complicated. Okay,
Okay.
let us now talk about some another design. There is an internet. From internet, there is a GTM. From GTM, there is a DNS. What is the difference between design number one and design number two? What all difference, sorry, I will say, what all difference you see in your design number one and design number two? Question is clear now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When request is raised. So here the intelligence is there, right, in GTM, which is going to send the query to proper authoritative server. Whereas the
Yes,
old design, it's not.
I'm sorry.
So in the second diagram, okay, GTM comes in a place, okay, after internet. So it is going to redirect the traffic based on some logic, like business logic or whatever the policy configured accordingly to authoritative server. Whereas in old design, it's directly sent to the LTM, and whatever the algorithm is configured on the LTM, based on that, request will be redirected to DNS1 or DNS2 or 3.
I will say the both of design can replace each other. Okay,
Okay. How means
that is what. Like what all are the difference you need to think about that what are the design because in the old design we have very much components. In the new design there are only couple of the components, but as I am telling you that this design is replaceable by the new design.
okay.
Now what I am trying to ask is some of the questions from your side that what all the difference you are able to see.
So this is the first part, right? Means we can say uh, new designs and I'm not convinced, sir, how it can be replaced exactly. Okay.
It's all right. It's all right. See, what I am telling, if you see the packet flow in the first time, packet flow is client is coming from the root, all of those entity
Yes.
coming
TLD.
over here. From here, it is going to the LTM. From LTM, it is going to one of the DNS.
Yeah, based
Let
on
us
the
say it's
algorithm.
going to the one DNS, two DNS, or third DNS. That DNS will give the application detail, and that detail will go to the client.
Correct.
What about the second?
So if request come from client, so GTM is going to send it based on some so what we discussed, the nearest one and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
those things, the
right,
authoritative server,
right.
right?
Although we have a legacy DNS, okay,
Yes,
we can transfer these zones on the GTM as we were talking about in our previous classes.
correct. Lame delegation.
What I am trying to tell you, this component no more required. This component no more required. These components no more required. These four components are replaced by GTM. Now you need to think about why. Why not firewall? DNS is okay. Let me maybe write down so that you can able to recall this. DNS is ICSA certified firewall. ICSA mean International Computer Security Association. This is one of the maybe you can say lab. Okay, not lab. How to tell? This is Verizon Business, which is well known organization. Maybe you can say that provide third-party testing and the certification for various technologies or products, including your cyber security products also on the basis of the effectiveness, like how much it is reliable for the security solution, like firewall, intrusion detection, or maybe IPS, okay, antivirus, a lot of things. So ICS, when there is something which is ICSA certified, it means it has certain standards which it is rigorously following up, and it has security capability. Getting my point?
Yes,
So earlier the bottleneck situation can be on your firewall because firewall is not dedicatedly only for your DNS query. There are a
right,
lot of traffic must be going through the firewall, right?
right.
So it could be a bottleneck situation which occurs at the firewall level. But now we have replaced that to the GTM, and GTM is again by its own it's a firewall. Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Point number two, load balancing. Now we don't require any load balancing because GTM, even if there are more than one DNS server, GTM is well capable of doing the load balancing.
Right. So
This
it
point
can
is
replace
also
the
clear.
ATM. Yeah.
Point number three, earlier we were using multiple DNS server because our queries were so much in terms of numbers. But now, since GTM is entertaining all the queries and GTM is really very hyperscale, up to 200% with rapid response with respect to your legacy DNS servers. Okay,
Okay.
it is it is told as that it can provide you 200% of premium DNS server like Infoblox, Bluecat, and 500% of the performance with respect to the bind.
Okay.
And if you require DNS 64 features, like from one side is it is IPv4, one side it is IPv6, it is able to do that kind of conversions also very easily because in the last class I was talking about the proxy. Remember that point?
Yes. Proxy.
So it is acting as a device. It is full proxy, okay, and it can every FI device is the full proxy device.
Yes.
It can act in any way. Okay, so far, any question?
No, sir. It's clear.
It is clear.
Yeah.
Okay, then we are good to wrap it up for today. Okay, tomorrow
Okay.
we would be touching the FI DNS terminologies.
Okay, sir. One more question. How means is there any resource and all those things? Because now you are building up my foundations, means fundamentals and everything. Okay. Any resources to read on internet or something that you
I will
can?
give you lot of books. Don't worry.
Okay. But tomorrow, before tomorrow's class, means I have to revise something. I got some resources on Cloud Flare where I was able to read. As I
You
just
see,
searched.
you can read whatever you want to read. You can read, but what I am saying is, so
Mhm.
far we are not touching F5 GTM. I am just making your foundation very strong, like what you are going to read about.
Correct, correct.
We have spent approximately 5 hours,
Yeah, 4 hours, sir. Our second class was 1 hour only.
whatever, maybe 4 hours. Let us say
Okay,
4 hours.
okay.
Okay, so 4 plus hours we have only spent on these things.
Correct, correct, sir.
Okay. So from tomorrow, we will be touching out F5 DNS terminologies.
Okay, sir. And one more thing, sir. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, there will be class for 2 hours. Then now,
Sorry.
every day. Next 2 days, weekend class will be for 2 hours, right?
See, weekend classes we are not disturbing.
Okay,
Weekend classes will be as is.
as it is. Okay,
We are talking about for weekdays. If we can provide some more time, probably it will get accomplished earlier, which will be useful for you and for us also.
correct, sir. That's fine with you. I'm totally okay with that.
So
Not an issue.
for weekend classes, we will not be touching anything. It will be as it is
Understood, sir. Understood, sir.
until or unless I have some or you have some of the activity.
Yes, sir. Yes, yesterday I had activity, so I was
That
quite.
is that is
Yeah,
what we are the working professionals.
yeah.
So office is first.
Correct, correct, sir.
Okay then. If there is
Okay.
nothing else, probably we can wrap it up for today. Okay, you have any questions?
No, sir.
Clear, huh?
I'll revise the videos and all those things
Sure,
so that
sure.
I should be able to answer your queries immediately.
It's all right. It's
Yeah.
not important to answer my query. It's important to make your understanding very powerful.
Right, sir.